Are you looking for a home in Spokane, Washington and wondering which neighborhoods are the best, which ones fit your personality, and which ones are just downright terrible? Well, this video is exactly what you're looking for, so let's get into it. First off, fortunately and unfortunately, as a licensed realtor here in the state of Washington, I cannot and will not give you any of my own opinion on any neighborhoods here in Spokane. I love all neighborhoods equally and think they each provide something different and unique to them, and all of them have their pros and cons, but I do have to abide by fair housing laws and cannot steer you in any one way. So what I can do, and it's really one of my favorite things to do, is just talk about facts and figures and really show you some solid data for each neighborhood. So in this case, the worst neighborhood might be the one that appreciated the least in 2022 or had the lowest number of sales, which will point out which neighborhoods are showing more interest from other home buyers and have caused the prices to go up more. We're going to stick to larger neighborhoods and even use zip codes here in Spokane because any neighborhood that sees less than 15 homes sell in a month can have some pretty skewed numbers. If you have any interest in looking at specific neighborhoods or zip codes in Spokane and want more information, you can head to my website, halstedhometeam.com, click view homes for sale, type in the area you're looking for, and then head over to the market insights where you can see all the monthly data and even subscribe to get updated information every single month. Additionally, we're building out the most in-depth neighborhood guide for Spokane on our website right now, so you can also hover over buyers at the top of the screen, click explore Spokane neighborhoods, select which area of town and which specific neighborhood, and then we have all the consolidated information on that neighborhood in one spot. We have everything from blogs on restaurants and schools to things to do, updated market reports, and homes that are for sale just in that specific area. I think it's an awesome tool if you're moving to Spokane, but let me know what you think down in the comments below if you end up checking it out. All right, let's get this video started with the worst neighborhood in Spokane for 2022. Our number 3 spot is the zip code 99019, which is Liberty Lake. Liberty Lake is located on the easternmost portion of the Spokane Metro in the state of Washington, just a few minutes from the Idaho border. Now, it may or may not be surprising that the town of Liberty Lake made it into the worst category, but in terms of appreciation in that area, it has seen a 4.1% decrease in home prices over the last year, which I think is very interesting. Liberty Lake is considered one of Spokane's more luxury markets with an average home price around $600,000 and consistently selling homes well over $1 million every single month. But when the market goes down, the luxury market always takes the biggest hit. And oddly enough, we've actually had more sales of the $1 million plus homes this year than we did last year. Buyers are just getting a steep discount on them because of the rising interest rates. The monthly payment has gone from $4,000 a month to well over $6,000 on a $1 million home. And we've also seen a slight decrease in the number of cash buyers in that area as well, which could be because of the market moving down and the emotional toll it takes to buy something over $1 million with cash and then watch the value go down immediately. Overall, this is a very beautiful area with a golf course, a lake, a nature area with tons of hiking trails, and even a growing community as there's a lot of new construction going on in the area, bringing more local small businesses to Liberty Lake. According to niche.com, the 019 zip code ranks as an A-, which is really good for the Spokane area. The category that scores the lowest is the cost of living due to the amount of luxury homes compared to the average income here in the Spokane area. Next up in the worst places to live category is the 208 zip code, which is home to 5 Mile Prairie, Indian Trail, and the Balboa neighborhoods. This area of Spokane has about 55,000 residents and is located on the northwest portion of Spokane. It can take about a 20 to 25 minute drive to make your way downtown or to the freeway because there isn't necessarily a faster way of getting there. You just have to navigate through all the arterials. Now, this area has seen a drop of 5.7% from this time last year. In November of 2021, prices were about $450,000. They made their way up to $530,000 and have now fallen to $426,000. It's pretty crazy to see some neighborhoods that have declined over $100,000 in the last 6 months. Now, why did this happen? Niche.com rates the area as a B+, which is still good for Spokane. There's a lot of new construction going on and brand new schools in the area and a higher average purchase price. It seems like this wouldn't be on the worst neighborhood list, but here's what happened. There was so much demand for this neighborhood in early 2021 that prices went up extremely fast. As you can see in this graph, prices increased between November of 2020 and May of 2021 by 33%, which is just insane. They then stayed steady for a little while and had another rapid increase of 16% between the start of 2022 and April of 2022. This frenzied demand in the area caused prices to increase too much and they're working their way back down rather quickly. It'll be interesting to see if they continue downward or if we found our bottom. But if you're someone that is looking to buy a home in the area soon and concerned if prices are going to keep going down, I want you to check this out. What I love to do with these graphs right now is pretend like the pandemic housing market just didn't happen. I'll then draw a line from where prices were in 2019, keep the same angle that the homes were appreciating in the normal market, and see where that puts me on the current graph. So between 2012 and 2019, homes in this area have appreciated by 8% on average. So if we just assume an increase of 8% for 2020, 2021, and 2022, that would put it at a median price of $423,000, which is pretty much exactly where we are today. So the question is, are prices going to keep going down, or are we exactly where we should be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but we're getting into the final worst neighborhood to live in the Spokane area, which is the 004 zip code, also known as Cheney. Cheney is a small college and farm town to the west of Spokane with a population of about 13,000 people and about 21,000 in the entire zip code. It's home to Eastern Washington University, one of the 6 state universities here in Washington, and it's a really just quiet town. People live there because they work at the university or it's closer to some of the warehouses and factories on the West Plains that they're working at. But these outlier towns around Spokane became hotspots during the crazy housing market because it was the only place people could afford to purchase a home. The city was getting so hot and competitive that people were forced to move out to Cheney in order to actually get into a home, which drove up the prices in a pretty inorganic way, I would say. So prices have dropped in the area about 14%, which is a pretty big drop. The median price this time last year was $414,000, and now it's $352,000. I think this will be an interesting market to watch in the next few years, as it will probably rebound slower than the city. So those people who bought in 2022 and maybe need to sell in 24 or 25 could be needing to come up with some creative solutions to make that happen. Overall, niche.com rates Cheney a B, mostly with the rise in the cost of housing being the one thing bringing its score down. Now we move on to the topic that I know you've all been waiting for. Which neighborhoods are the best here in Spokane, Washington? Before you watch, drop a comment down below and let me know which neighborhoods you think appreciated the most and would be considered the best here in Spokane. I think the thing to note about the next 3 neighborhoods I'm about to mention is that they aren't super flashy, but without a doubt, they are walkable, have great amenities, communities, highly rated schools, and so on. But I could have said that about the last 3 neighborhoods as well. The neighborhoods that seemed like the best investment in 2021 were actually kind of the worst investment. And these neighborhoods I'm about to show you stayed steady and under the radar of all the craziness of the last couple of years. The number 3 spot for the best neighborhood was the zip code 206. This is the western portion of the Central Valley, basically between Argonne, which becomes Dishman-Mica, and Pines Road. This is a large suburban neighborhood with about 40,000 people, and the amenities are growing. You have 2 of Spokane's best barbecue places in this area, TT's and Outlaw. There's close proximity to the Dishman Hills Conservation Area for hiking, and overall there's just been a lot of growth in the things to do category for this portion of the valley. For a long time, many people lived in the valley, but there really wasn't anything interesting out there, but now it is more common for people to want to visit specific businesses in the area and make a trip to that part of town. Now, 99206 saw a very healthy 6.5% increase over the last year, and when it comes to making a solid and safe investment, these are the types of returns we hope to see. But I think this makes sense with the type of neighborhood it is. It's not that old of a neighborhood, built largely in the 70s, and it's dense with a lot of homes that are relatively the same from that time period. So it makes sense that there wouldn't be like a large spike of excited buyers from fancy new homes or anything like that. It's rated as a solid B+ neighborhood with B+ schools, which again makes total sense to me as why it just stayed steady and consistent throughout the last year. The number 2 spot for best neighborhood in Spokane in 2022 was the zip code 224. These are your homes along the western edge of Spokane in the Grandview Thorpe neighborhood, Eagle Ridge, Sunset Hill, and along the Sunset Highway before you get to Airway Heights. You have a mixture of everything in this area, from very suburban, like everything looks the same HOA neighborhoods, to homes on acreage, to beautiful views of the city. But this area proved to be a steady bet for all that we've seen over the last couple of years. Prices over the last year have increased from $410,000 to $452,000, showing a solid increase of 10%. I know for me, I showed more houses on the Sunset Hill this year than my entire career combined. Honestly, I don't think I ever showed a house in that neighborhood. So there was a lot of inventory opening up, which made people jump on the opportunity to have a really quiet neighborhood surrounded by trees. You get a really great feeling of being up above the city in the trees, but you're really only a 5-minute drive to downtown. So it's an awesome location. According to niche.com, this area is a B+, and if you scroll down, you can see that all the schools associated with this location are all A-rated schools. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the best neighborhood in Spokane was 99203. This is the western half of the South Hill, home to neighborhoods like Comstock, Cliff Cannon, Manitou, and Rockwood. This neighborhood has seen a very impressive increase of 28% in the median home sale price over the last year. Here you can see that it had the same impressive growth from January to April as most other neighborhoods did, but it quickly fell off and has been increasing again ever since. This area is known for its beautiful parks, which the neighborhoods are all named after, like Comstock and Manitou, as well as the well-kept community. There really aren't many HOAs, but people just take care of their properties, have a large pride of ownership in this area. You have some wonderful small businesses like The Scoop and their sister company, Hidden Bagels, down by Comstock Park, and up further you have multiple breweries, restaurants, and the fairly new Thomas Hammer Reserve that are all very easily walked to in the warmer months. Currently, home prices are sitting at a median of $575,000, but you can easily go up from there near the parks where homes have recently sold for well over $2 million. So it's to no surprise that niche.com rated it an A, with all the schools being A-rated as well. If you would like more information on any of the neighborhoods I talked about today or any other neighborhoods, niche.com is a great resource, but down in the description is a link to my website where we have a page for every neighborhood in Spokane with blogs about where to eat, what schools are in the area, and you can also see up-to-date market data that's being updated every single month. Niche.com doesn't really do a great job of updating their numbers so frequently. And of course, if you can't find the information you were looking for, please reach out to me. You can use the link down below in the description to schedule a call with me directly on my calendar at a time that's convenient for you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.